I'm TarotOracle, and this is a continuation of our Ultimate Court Card Guide. Today, we're doing all of the pages. Now, the pages, just a reminder from last time, are dry and cool. The pages are earthly, dependable, practical, and diligent. So we're leaning on the earthly side. As we look into the Knights, for example, be leaning on the fiery side. But for now, the earthly side of the pages. And the pages are all about messages. So it's very important when you have a page before another card. For example, you could be looking at messages coming or messages about something, maybe the types of messages, also opinions and thoughts. So you're thinking about moving this, we're thinking about getting this opinion in. It's going to be good. Not experienced is also important because a page is not exactly the most experienced person in the room. If you're looking at a relationship, a page may be bad at keeping a relationship running. It may be new to starting a business. So pages are also starting up. I'm starting up a business. I'm cranking up a relationship. Maybe this is phase one of a relationship. Now, as we move into the Page of Wands, we're thinking of action. The Page of Wands is all about fire. And to represent this, I've chosen, let's say, the Wolverine. The Wolverine is indeed all about action. And as we sort of move through the Page of Wands, we can see the Page of Wands is sort of staring intently at the wand. We have this very sort of warm, fiery feel within the card, and that sort of brings us to the Wolverine. The Wolverine is all about action indeed and bravery. The Wolverine doesn't really hesitate. The Wolverine doesn't really hesitate to go do things or to go jump into some action or to try to figure out something. It's just, that's the way the Wolverine works. It's all about the action. And bravery as well. Again, no hesitation. Let's go in there and let's get it done. And when we see the Page of Wands, a lot of times we could be looking at bravery. Maybe I have hesitated to do a big test. Maybe I've hesitated to talk to somebody because I just didn't have the nerve. The Page of Wands says get that bravery in place and move forward with that. And don't hesitate and don't delay, and let's get it done. It's also about impatience. I mean, would Wolverine be someone good to read poetry to people? Yeah, probably not, right? Probably not. So the Wolverine is more about getting things done, getting out and getting action. So let's say that we have the Page of Wands when we're talking about starting a business. Now we're looking at getting that business started. The planning stage is over. We have our resources, we have our planning. It's all about moving and getting things done at this point, taking that step, being brave and getting the business started, right? And now, Waite called the Page of Wands a dark young man. In other words, we have a dark side or a bit of a mysterious side within the Page of Wands. When we look at that, we could be thinking about Mars in this particular case. So Mars is a very warlike action type planet, and as we look at the Page of Wands, the dark young man could mean a bit of that dark side or a bit of the, not just action and bravery. It's not going to be like a superhero. It has a little bit of that spicy side to him, right? Which is going to be important as we sort of go along here, because when we reverse this, we could have a lack of action or lack of bravery, and sort of that spicy side or that interesting side sort of just goes away at some point. So let's say we're starting a business. Again, we have the Page of Wands. Now, we could have a lot of other cards here, but starting a business means we need to get moving at some point. Obviously, you just don't want to start a random business and just hope for the best. There's a planning stage. There's a getting our resources in order stage. And at some point, we have to start moving. And starting that business, the Page of Wands would indicate, yeah, let's get moving. Let's get motivated. Let's get started. A lot of times we overplan it. It's the same thing where, like, you're doing art, for example. So we have our paint. We have our palette. We have our canvas and brushes. We're ready to paint, but we're just sitting there trying to get motivation. We're not really moving the brush. We're not getting anything done. Page of Wands says, screw all that. Let's go. Let's go. Be brave with that art piece. You're going to screw it up. That's okay. Let's go and do it. We have to start somewhere. And the Page of Wands says, get started. Don't delay. The time to delay is over. The time for action is ready to go. Now we go into a love reading with the Page of Wands. Now, love reading, again, Page of Wands could be descriptive of a particular person. So who am I going to meet? Who will be my soulmate? We pull the Page of Wands, for example. Now we know it's going to be somebody action-packed, somebody brave, somebody that's action-oriented, maybe a little bit of spice to them. So we know the personality, right? But that's not the only thing that pages are good for, because they also bring the messages. They also bring things into action. They're also a beginning of something as well. So we say, will he call me? If we go on the top right here of will he call me, the Page of Wands into the Tower. So the page talks about the action, the bravery. If you're looking to call somebody, it's time to call them. You know, the delay is over. But right here, we're looking at the Page of Wands is messages about that, or the call will take place, but the Tower is right afterwards. Are you really ready for them to call you? Because they could be spicing everything back up. The drama could be coming back. We could have some big changes because they call you, or they could call you with messages about big changes. But we're looking at the Page of Wands into the Tower, which is messages into big changes, right? So then we go to the bottom left here, talking about Page of Wands into the Lovers. Yeah, they'll call you. They'll take that action. They'll be brave. They'll have the Page of Wands feel to them. And afterwards comes the Lovers. So if you're looking for reconciliation, the Page of Wands followed by the Lovers, the Page of Wands followed by the Three of Cups, Two of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. That's looking really good. That means they are brave. They take that action, and we get that right back started. So there you go with action. So this could be an action card, sort of like the Chariot, for example, or the Eight of Wands, or any of the action, the Knight of Swords, any of the big action cards. We could have the Page of Wands sort of within that. But the Page of Wands does have sort of that dark side, of the bit of the spicy side. So you need to factor that in a little bit. But overall, So the bottom right here, we have the Page of Wands reversed. Well, they may not be calling after all. They may not have that bravery. They may have some issues still. That drama that was there before, that could still be there. And the Page of Wands reverse means the action may not take place, and the heartbreak, the Three of Swords, may be afterwards. So we could be looking at that heartbreak. So that's the Page of Wands. There you go. Wolverine, easy to remember. Now the Page of Cups. Talk about a completely different dynamic. The Page of Cups is cool and dry, and totally different. Totally different. As you can see, the Page of Cups is a bit emotional. It's sensitive. The Page of Cups is sensitive. It's sensitive. And these graphics are kind of, bad emotions. It's not always bad emotions, but they are sensitive. They're emotional. They hate change. Who would love change? The Page of Wands, right? The Page of Wands would be like, yeah, change. We're going mountain climbing. Sounds good. Let's go. The Page of Cups, we're going mountain climbing. Are you insane? I'm not going mountain climb. They hate change. They're going to hate a job change. They're going to hate a relationship change. They're going to be pretty upset at a breakup. So if you're looking at the Page of Cups, they could be very, very upset with a breakup. They hate change. They're withdrawn. They're going to be the type that's going to be home, watching some TV, reading a book, doing some poetry, art. So, this person is not going to be doing the same things that the Page of Wands is doing. They'd be more of a poet or an artist, or expressing their emotions. If you went out with this person on a date, they would be expressing their emotions to you. They'd be emotionate, passionate, and be excited about things, right? So good emotions, bad emotions, you're going to get the range from the Page of Cups. So what is happening here with this? You're going to get the range with the Page of Cups. So how will a date go between the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands? Just take a guess. How do you think this date will go? Because I think that they're arch rivals. In fact, the couple of books that I read actually calls them arch rivals. So we're talking that, somebody's not making it through this date. This date's going to be pretty bad. So if you're looking for epic bad dates, this is going to be it. The Page of Wands is going to be very, very quick to get up, to go out, to do something fun, to want to have something going on. Meanwhile, the Page of Cups just wants to relax, wants to withdraw, wants to go within their own emotions, in their own self, maybe do some meditation. I don't know. But the date's going to go pretty bad. In fact, again, we have a couple of books that calls them arch rivals. One book actually says if they're in the same spread, whatever cards are between them mean that they're arch rivals, and that is the cause of the rivalry. So if we have the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands next to each other, we could be talking about arch rivals. Batman, the Joker, whatever, right? But if we have a couple of cards in between, let's say we have the Page of Cups, and then we have the Tower, and then we have the Page of Wands. Arch rivals because of a big upset or a big change, right? Maybe the Page of Cups and the Three of Cups with the three people, maybe there's a bit of a cheating thing going on, and then the Page of Wands, Page of Cups are surrounding it. You could have a cheating situation happening, right? So how will my business go? How will my business go? Again, we're getting a little brighter here. I don't want you to think the Page of Cups is all about bad emotions. It's all about the range of emotions and getting that range in there and getting that and getting all that moving. So as we sort of come in here, how will my business go? The upper left here, the Page of Cups into the Tower. So messages about emotional toll, or it's emotional and it's causing a bunch of upset. So say your business is not going well. Could be a possibility here. The business isn't going quite well. The business taking an emotional toll, or the business is booming maybe, and literally booming into the Tower. But we do have messages as well. We have messages that are emotional content, or messages about, sort of staying in. So we have a Page of Cups into the Five of Wands. The messages may be bad. We may have some negative connotations here, may have some negative outlooks, may have some negative prospects. We may have competition, emotional competition, a competition that's affecting us emotionally, and it's not really going well as far as that's concerned. Or we can have the bottom right here, the Page into the 10. Could have the Page of Pentacles, that emotional connection, the emotional impact of the business, and that cool, dry impact of the business is sort of booming, and the business is going well. The 10 of Pentacles, business is going great. Things are going well as well. So it's looking pretty good as far as that's concerned. So again, just a quick thing about messages, opinions, inexperience starting up. And I say this because the knights, the queens, the kings, they're sort of similar a little bit in some respects. Not exact, but they're sort of similar in some respects. And that is because, that we have a lot of the same sort of elements. We have a cool, dry, we have a combination, we have all sorts of other different things. So again, inexperience, starting up opinions and messages. So we say that before we move into the third page, which is the Spy, which is 007, the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is a spy because they're very malleable. They're very changeable, adaptable. If the situation is changing, I have no problems keeping up. No problem at all. Because they have one of each element. They are warm, dry, hot, cold. The Page of Swords, not only good with the natural swords, the airy feel with the communication and things like that, but we're looking at the Spy. the ability to change, to be the chameleon if I need to be. So if I'm in a party situation to where everybody's having a great time, I'll fit right in. If I'm on a date with somebody, I'll fit right in because I'll be able to understand where they're coming from and get that and become that as well and become similar to that. So it's a chameleon. Again, the Page of Swords is versatile. Obviously, being a spy, you need to be versatile. You need to be adaptable. If you need to be you need to go to the James Bond, right? Goes to the casino. He needs to be able to dress up in all of the great outfit and look good. If they need to look like some sort of a worker, a day worker, they can do that. If they need to get an office environment, they can do that. They're very versatile and analytical as well. James Bond always sort of notices everything that's going on, is able to plan around everything that's going on, and they're swift and alert as well. James Bond rides the motorcycle up in No Time to Die. Rides the motorcycle up the hill. I mean, they're very swift and alert. They're able to adjust. They're able to quickly figure out things. And quick and verbal as well. They're able to be that spy, be malleable, be very quick to understand something, or very fast learner in order to do the job of a spy. So the chameleon has a lot of great things going for them. Now, we have to use the force, not the Star Wars force. We have to use the calming force. The calming force. If we have a Page of Swords right after a big event like the Tower, they're going to be able to adapt to that event. We're adaptable at this point. So if you're looking for someone that can handle the big event, the Tower, the Page of Swords right after means, sure, we can adapt to that. We have no problems recovering from that or going forward from that event. And that also holds true for, let's say, the Five of Wands. We have conflict. We have competition. We have a little bad coming into our life with the Five of Wands, but we're able to adapt to that. It's not going to be a big problem. A lot of people won't be able to adapt, and that's why I'm pointing this out. The Page of Cups after the Tower, we may have problems adapting to it. May take us more time to adapt to it as the Page of Cups than it would be as the Page of Swords. Does that make sense? So the adaptable, the malleability, is that it? Malleability is there. So we're going out with friends. We got the Page of Swords, Cups, and Wands. We're all hanging out, right? The Page of Swords, everybody loved him. It's a spy. Everybody loved him. When they're talking to the Page of Cups, they can talk about poetry, art. They can talk about deep emotional stuff. They can get into that. And the Page of Cups is going to be, wow, I love the Page of Swords. I love the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is like, LOL, they loved me. Everybody's going to love them. When the Page of Swords is talking to the Page of Wands, they can talk about hiking. They can talk about adventure. They can talk about their last mountain climbing experience. I mean, they do it all. The Page of Swords is going to be loved by everybody. So the Page of Cups pretty much can't wait to get out of here. They're inner focused. They're introverted. They can't wait to get out of here. It's not going to be a good thing to be in a big group of people for a long period of time. Obviously, everybody loves a big group of people in small increments, but the Page of Cups is pretty small increment with that. The Page of Wands, however, it's going to be like, let's go on an adventure. Let's do something. Let's get out of here. We're indoor. Let's go and do some action, some adventure. Did I tell you about my last mountain climbing experience? I went skydiving yesterday, and during that skydiving, we had this adventure, I had to use my emergency parachute, and then we went flying. I went flying. I have a pilot's license. And meanwhile, the Page of Cups is like, yeah, whatever. But the Page of Swords is all up for the adventure. All right, the last one, the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is the earthy part of Earth. Yes, we have double Earth, the rock. The rock, easy to remember, the rock, the Page of Pentacles, the double Earth, very unusual. Speaking of rock, a hard worker, dependable, a Taurus feel, right? Maybe a bit of the Capricorn. A hard worker. They're ready to work. They're ready to go in. They're ready to get things done. Are they going to be as action and adventure as the Page of Wands? No, but they can, pretty much get going with that. But they're going to be a good worker. If you're looking for someone to do the overtime, if you're looking for someone to be a great employee, the Page of Pentacles is going to be it. They're also dependable. It's going to be a great manager. If you need a manager to organize things, to get the paperwork done, to get everything started, dependability is all about the Page of Pentacles, and they are everlasting as well. They're going to be able to go the overtime and not have it take too much of a toll, right? So if we have the Tower followed by the Page of Pentacles, you could be looking at they may have problems adjusting, but they'll work through it. They'll work through it, and they'll figure it out. And that's going to be important here because a lot of people can't work through that. The Page of Cups may have a problem with that. Page of Wands may have a problem with it too. But you need someone that can work through that, someone that's calm, someone that's cool, has a cool head. These are going to be a great manager or a great organizer of things until they're upside down. Maybe not so much at this point. You may not have that hard working. You may not have the everlasting. You may have a bit of a louse there. So you're looking at, the Page of Pentacles upside down. We could have a problem when it comes to dependability. We could have a problem when it comes to dependability. All right, so I need an elite spy. I need an elite spy to go out and to navigate the world of zombies, let's say. So I need an elite spy to go out and navigate the world of zombies. Page of Wands, my first pick. I mean, come on. Page of Wands is going to be my first pick for this post-apocalyptic movie. The Page of Swords, maybe. The Page of Swords, maybe, because the Page of Swords is malleable. The Page of Swords is a bit of that spy. Page of Cups, absolutely not. The Page of Cups wouldn't put up with that for 2 seconds. We're going to have a lot of problems when we get the Page of Cups in this movie. So we'll need the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords for this post-apocalyptic movie. However, I have a poetry contest. I need someone to enter the poetry contest. Page of Cups is going to be my front runner. I mean, come on. The Page of Cups will be our front runner. You knew that from the start. The Page of Wands, no, somebody's going to stab him before the end of the poetry contest. So you need to leave them out. Page of Wands, not going to be a good pick. Not going to be the best pick for this, a particular adventure. Page of Pentacles would be, though. We need somebody to get the poetry, to write it, to put it into the, to type it up, to spell check, to get it into a book form so we can hand it out, and things like the Page of Pentacles is going to be our man. Or woman. The Page of Pentacles is going to be a person that's going to be rock solid. So the Rock, the Dwayne Johnson, the Page of Pentacles is going to be good for getting that organization and getting everything going. And the Page of Cups is going to be good for actually writing and the poetry. So let's look at the finale here with, let's get some movies. Let's get some movie posters. Page of Pentacles is going to be The Mountain. William Dafoe. Go check it out, The Mountain, or Mountain. Go check out Mountain. The Page of Pentacles is all about the rock, the double earth, the earthy of earth, the mountain. And the Page of Wands is going to be the Wolverine. Come on. It's going to be the Wolverine. That's where the Page of Wands is going to really shine here, is the Wolverine. And we need more movie posters. The Page of Swords, the Spy. We're going to use Spectre, a little 007, maybe Casino Royale. Maybe some old Sean Connery, Bonds. But either way, the Page of Swords is definitely going to be a spy movie. Maybe even Spy After Spy, or Spy versus Spy. You remember that from Mad Magazine? All right, so Page of Cups, going to be as good as it gets. Because that is as good as it gets. I mean, that character, Nicholson's character, was very emotional. Didn't really like going outside. Hated change. Liked his routine. When his routine wasn't in, he got really freaked out and really emotionally weirded out. So the Page of Cups is as good as it gets would be the movie poster for the Page of Cups. And did you know I had a Patreon? Oh, look at all these Patreon people. I have a ton of Patreon supporters. Why? because I added a ton of stuff on my Patreon. By the way, Patreon's a way where you can give back if you like these classes. If you like them, it's a place to give back and also get a bunch of bonuses too. So if you like that, Patreon supporters: Carolyn, Cassandra, Crystal, Sharon, Richard, Maureen, Lisa, Larry, Brianna, Bethany, La, me, KSW, Annie, Law, Annie, the other Annie, Kristen, Kim, Adam G, Alley Cat, Galatia, Gary, Sophia, Susan, Irina, Jessica, Tanya, Sinai, Galatia, Fatima, Shintaro, Sharon, Dominica, Crystal, Richard. Anyway, why are they there, you ask? Because we have all of these bonuses. Look at this stuff. At the end of this month, I'm putting the Fluffy Virgo Lenormand digital copy for free. That's right, you get a digital copy of this printed at home. You get a free Lenormand deck. Free Lenormand deck. You get all the handouts from every class I've ever put up. You get the Tarot Oracle's book, version 2 of the book. A big, thick book explains my reading process, my reading class, and how to do that. Selling Tarot and Kickstarter, complete course on that. Psychic Fairs, a complete course. Tarot in the Seasons, all my astrology, my live stream spreads, medical tarot course, all my Lenormand handouts, Tarot 101 all this stuff. Plus, I'm being serious here. Plus, I've actually added hours and hours and hours of drawing instruction. Yes, free drawing instruction. You're curious. You're like, I like your deck and how the drawings looked. How do I do that? I explain it to you step by step. This is not like with me drawing and just staring at the screen either. This is instruction. I'm telling you what colors I'm using, what I'm doing. I'm talking about the technique. I'm giving you tips, hours and hours and hours of this. Normally you pay pretty good dollars for this. It's thrown in. It's thrown in. If you're in the Patreon, you get the free drawing instruction. You get all the bonuses. You get all of these files and everything else. But anyway, so that is the Patreon advertisement here. Please support me if you like this. Seriously. And this took a lot of work to put together. So like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. The next movie will be the Knights. And then we'll do the Queens and Kings and be over with that. So tune in next week and check that out. See you next time.